And just like that, we are back for another Savage stream. I forgot to turn my lights on. I don't know if it's, I don't know what the market's doing. What is the market doing? I didn't even look. All right, so we're a little bit red. All right, cool. So I picked the right color just out of intuition. I just kind of figured it was going to be like that. All right. So tonight, well, let me back up a little bit. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm not going to talk about what's going on in the world because I want to focus on crypto mining content, and that's it, because I think that it's a good departure from all the chaos that's going on in the world today. So I want to focus on that, not get off topic or anything like that. So I hope everybody's doing well and having a good day and all that stuff. What is up, Deadwood and CML? Hope you guys are doing well. So you've been able to mine, and this is something that was brought to my attention. I just saw an article about it. You've been able to mine Ethereum and merge mine with Zilliqa for quite some time now. I don't know how long, but it has been available for some time. And you can, if you go to miningpoolstats.stream and look at Ethereum, look up Ethereum, you can see that some of the pools will have next to it, at least one of them, ezil.me does. It has plus Zil over here to the side. So this is like merged mining with Zilliqa. And we're going to get into what that actually means. And I think it's almost the same as dual mining. As a matter of fact, you'll see those terms used interchangeably. I kind of consider dual mining is actually mining two projects at the same exact time. This is not that. Basically, once every hour and a half, your rig will start mining Zil for a period of time. I don't know what the time is, but it'll mine ETC, Ethereum Classic, until for about an hour and a half, and then it'll switch over to Zil, the way I understand it. But anyway, you've been able to do this with Ethereum for quite some time, and just recently they released an article, or there's an article that Zilliqa is allowing it to be done. I guess it's kind of Zilliqa's deal. They're allowing it to be merge mine with ETC as well, which is kind of cool. A lot of people like ETC because, you know, technically it is the original Ethereum, right? It is really the Ethereum, the original blockchain. So a lot of people support it. A lot of people like it. So I thought that this was a cool addition, so I figured I would talk about it. And you can see here where the Zilliqa folks are saying, once you connect to our pool, we will redirect you to one of the biggest and allegedly most profitable for the ETC side of it. And then prior to the start of the Zil round, every 1.5 hours, we'll automatically switch over to Zil mining on their pool. Is the way I think that's the way it works. And once the Zil round is over, you will be seamlessly switched back to mining ETC. No action from you. The process runs just like your regular ETC mining. So I thought that this was cool, so I wanted to chat about it. I think it's kind of neat, and I don't see any problems. Like if you're used to mining Ethereum Classic or anything really, this is really not a huge deal to set up. It's pretty simple. Basically, you're just indicating two different wallet addresses, and then it kind of identifies that to the pool as like, oh, okay, I get it. I see what you're doing here. And then it kind of takes care of it the way that I'm looking at it. So you can do, let's see, I think that they have a, see, they call it dual mine down here. You'll see it dual mine and then merge mine also. Merged mining. Let's see here. I thought that there was a calculator. Okay, so it must be over here on the website for ezil.me. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. So yeah, cool stuff. Good article there. And then they have in the article here. Let me actually post that in the description so I don't forget. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm not going to get distracted by the chat. I'm just going to look over here just long enough to post that link in the description so you guys have access to it. Okay, so in this article, there is a mining instructions page. You can see that. There's the website, the main website, and I think that there is, yeah, the mining instructions page is this right here. So it looks like this. Now, you gotta be careful if you want to go with Ethereum Classic. Whenever you first go to this website, ezil.me/start, it defaults to Ethereum. Okay, you can see that right here. So if you pull the information like, hey, I want to do this with Ethereum Classic, but you forget to click the Ethereum Classic right here, then the data, the pool and the port and all that is going to be for Ethereum, and it's going to not work. Okay, so or you're going to think you're mining and you're not, basically. So just keep that in mind. We are going to use Ethereum Classic, so we want to click on that so that we can get the miner configuration. Now I'm going to be using Phoenix Miner for the exercise and Simple Mining OS. So this is basically the string. And remember, in Simple Mining OS, it's really cool because it does the executable part for you. So all you need is this part right here to get up and running on Simple Mining. Okay, we'll come back to that in a few minutes though, once we actually start getting set up, because the one thing I had to do was actually look at this and go, okay, so what is Zil? What is Zilliqa? Because I don't know that much about it. The one thing I do know, I looked at it the other day and this website was not working. It would not load. It would set at this screen without the Enterprise Ready on it for a really long time. And I looked at it just the other day, just briefly, and I think I got turned off from it right away because it didn't load. And I tried it on several different browsers, and I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to even talk about a project that their website's not loading right. Because I was going to do an Ethereum and Zilliqa merged mining video, but it was kind of cool that they did it they enabled it for Ethereum Classic also. So I was like, all right, I'll try it again. And this time, whenever I went to the website, it actually worked. So I don't know, maybe it was my machine. I don't think so, but maybe. And so now it's actually working. So what is Zilliqa? Zilliqa is a high-performance, high-security blockchain platform for enterprises and next-generation applications. I mean, that's almost the same term, the same phrase that every project has, right? At least a lot of them. But what's important about Zilliqa is that it's a platform, smart contract. They have their own language, right? It's called Scilla, and basically their own smart contract language. And then another really cool thing about it is they do have sharding for scalability. Okay, so that's good. And on the mining side, eco-friendly dual mining, thanks to the consensus mechanism, which it uses Ethash, just like Ethereum Classic. The ecological footprint of mining has considerably been reduced. Only 1 minute out of every 2 or 3 hours is needed to mine Zil to keep the blockchain going, and everything's on the up and up here. So that allows you to dual mine other chains at the same time, which is basically what we're going to be doing tonight. So it's kind of cool. It's a smart contract platform with sharding. That's basically the way to look at it. And probably their biggest claim to fame is being that Unstoppable Domains actually builds on top of Zilliqa. So they use those smart contracts to do the domain naming, capabilities, domain naming services for Unstoppable Domains. So that's kind of cool. It gives some legitimacy to the project for sure. So it's kind of neat that they use that. I like that. But that is a little quick overview of Zilliqa. So that's what we're going to look at, dual mining. And let's see here. We got the mining help. This is Zilliqa's off of Zilliqa's GitHub. It's pretty intense. This goes really deep, a lot of numbers and stuff. Probably not too necessary to know all this stuff unless you really want to get into it. But that's there as well. And basically what you need, obviously, I mean, we're all miners here, right? So we pretty much know that we need a wallet. So you have to have a Zilliqa receiving address, a wallet that you're going to receive Zilliqa in, and you have to have an ETC, an Ethereum Classic wallet that you're going to receive in. I use the Zelcore wallet for the Ethereum Classic address, and Ledger. I actually installed Zilliqa. I think it's I forget how it works, but I did get it on the Ledger, and that's the address that I'm going to use. Now they have mobile wallets. It's not I didn't see it in Zelcore. I think they're kind of like one of those projects that has their own wallets, right? So you have, or there's very few people that have created a wallet specifically for Zilliqa, and that's it. Like, I don't think that it's in a lot of multi-asset wallets. Okay, so it seems like it's just not big enough yet, I guess, to be included in all those. Maybe they're on Coinomi. I don't know. I didn't check. But if you come over here, this is one of them. This is called Moonlet. It looks like it's a mobile wallet. Yeah, mobile wallet only. So you could get an address that way. If you go back to Zilliqa's homepage, I believe that they have, I was thinking that they had a, no, they don't. Okay, so they don't give you much of a push to get a wallet, I don't think. Let's see, seems like I saw it on here. Give me just a second here, let me scroll down through here. I could swear I saw where to get a wallet. I'm probably gonna overlook it because I'm going fast and just kind of, I'm trying to let it jump out at me, but I don't see it. So there's purchase. Okay, maybe it was on the mining help page, possibly. No, it wouldn't be over there. Somewhere I saw some links to, I mean, you could Google it too. Just Google Zilliqa wallets. There's a few of them. There's some online ones. I think, oh, you know what? I know where we can get it. I think, hang on, let me think. Where did I see that? I'm drawing a blank. I forget where I saw a list of where you could get wallets. But anyway, you know how to get a wallet, and just always make sure you get it from a reputable source. You know, have some pretty high confidence that it's not a malicious software wallet or anything like that. Okay, so once you get your receiving address for Zilliqa and you have your receiving address for Ethereum Classic, and you want to do this on Simple Mining OS, then you would go over here to, I'm already up and running, I already did it, so it's already configured. You can see that I'm using Phoenix Miner version 5. You can see that if I click on this, you can see that the miner string, I'm already using ezil.me. That's where I saw the wallets. That's where I saw it. Hang on a second. If you go over here, I'm pretty sure that I saw, maybe it was in a FAQ. Where can I get a wallet? Here we go. Oh, so they only give you two. Okay, so Moonlet, and Binance. So they want you to do like an exchange wallet. Not totally recommended. I would probably go with the Moonlet. You know, to get a mobile wallet, that would make more sense to me. But to each his own. There are more though. I have seen more wallets. So just you know, you'd have to poke around and do some Googling and figuring it out. All right, so I'm going to assume, or this video is going to assume, that you already have a rig up and running on Simple Mining and you want to dual mine Ethereum Classic and Zilliqa. That's what this is all about. So you can see I'm already doing it, but I'm going to walk through the process again so that we'll create a whole new group and everything. We'll have to go through the group OC also, because right now this thing is not, yeah, we'll look at that once we get to that part, because right now it's pulling like what I would use for mining CCX. Okay, so this is like kryptonite type, although it looks pretty decent for even ETH hash, so it might be all right. Anyway, so there's only one rig on here right now, and that's basically my test rig, Scarif, and it's just got two RX. It's got an RX 570 and an RX 580 in it, and that's it. All right, so we're going to go to group config, add a group. We're going to use the Phoenix miner. So up here, there's so many miners now. I always like to search, although sometimes you don't find what you're looking for. So I'll show you how to do both. So you can just scroll down through here and find Phoenix miner. Click on the little plus, and then click on the most recent version. It doesn't have to be, like if there's some reason why you need an older version, they're all here too. They do line them out once they become obsolete, even though they're still in here and you can still use them. Like if there's some reason that the project that you're mining doesn't work with later versions or whatever, then you can use these older versions. Okay, so we're gonna go with the latest one. Give it a name. We're gonna go etc Zil. It won't accept a plus in here. See how it's just it'll just erase it. So we have to do something like that. I think you can put a dash in here though. So we're gonna go etc tac zil and then underscore YouTube. Sounds good to me. And then we need to get our miner options. Remember, we're going to be using eZil. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you this too. Let's go back over here and click on Ethereum Classic on miningpoolstats.stream. And you can scroll down through here, and you can not find anything that says that you can mine with Zil also, so that it doesn't throw it up here like, you know, letting you know that you can. Okay, so it's not like designed that way. I would imagine that eventually ezil.me will show up on here, and it will have the you know, plus Zil next to it. You're going to see here in a minute though that a lot of this still deals with Ethermine, as far as the ETC side of it is actually done on Ethermine, or you can monitor it from Ethermine. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute. So okay, so we're going to go over here. We need to get that information, so we're going to go to ezil.me, and we can click on like start mining, I think. Yep, and that gets us over here to, this really doesn't matter for, actually it does if you go to Hive OS. You don't want to do that. So let's get out of there. So if you click on Linux or Windows, it really doesn't matter, because the only thing it changes is the executable, and in Simple Mining that's taken care of for you. So but if you want to be safe, just click on Linux. Okay, great. And we're going to be using Phoenix, so we're going to highlight all of this. And actually, you could just copy it, but you'll have to remember to take out that first part. And I'll show you what I mean. So if you click copy here, and then go to back to Simple Mining to your group, the miner options, and we throw this in here, paste this plain text. See how it puts the executable in the front? You don't need that, because you can see right here, selected miner, it's doing this for you. It's doing this part of it for you. So we need to get rid of that. So get that out of there. Now we've got the Stratum, the pool, protocol 2. I believe that this is what sets it up for dual mining or merge mining. And then it wants your wallet. Oh, and you know, you saw what I did? Look at what I did. I clicked the wrong one. So we need to get rid of this, because I need to get Ethereum Classic. See, I did exactly what I was telling y'all or right at the top. Like, hey, make sure you don't do that if you want to mine Ethereum Classic. So I forgot to click Ethereum Classic right here. So now we've got the right information here. I'm just going to copy what we need here. Go back to Simple Mining. Paste that in there, paste this plain text. I always like to paste this plain text just in case there's something in there that, you know, some HTML code or something in the background that messes stuff up. So now we need Ethereum Classic Wallet. Like I said, I got mine from the Zilliqa wallet. You can get yours from wherever. I'm going to grab that. And I believe that the only Zil addresses that you're allowed to use are the ones that start with ZIL. So I guess that maybe at some point they were maybe before mainnet or something, they had a different first part of their address, but now you have to use ZIL, the addresses that start with ZIL. So I'm going to copy that. This is just from Again, I got mine from the Ledger wallet, hardware wallet. Okay, so we got the 2 addresses in there, and you can see that's all there is to it. You got Proto2, and then I'm assuming, I didn't look it up, but I'm assuming that means that there's 2 different coins that we're going to be mining, okay? And then you got the wall parameter, and then your Ethereum Classic address, a dot, and then your Zilliqa address. And then you can name your worker. So the worker here is Scarif. And then we're going to click Add Group. And then we go to the rig list. And the one rig that we have, we're going to put a check mark next to it. Click Actions, Group Config. Choose the group, which is etc Zil, YouTube. And then reload and then save. And then we'll come over here and watch it do its thing here. And you can see that it was working just fine. All right, what are you guys chatting about over here? No, Shuby, save your ETC for the poker tournament, man. Don't put me on the spot like that. Yeah, I think the poker tournament is probably going to be. I don't think it can be not this Saturday or the following Saturday. It might have to be sometime either in between those 2 Saturdays or after the 27th of this month. But I've got plans on the 27th, so I can't do it on the 27th. I'm going to be out all day. All right, so we can see here, if we look down here, let me zoom up on this a little bit. So it is working. We've got some hash rate here. These are unmodded cards, so that's why they're showing, 28 and not 32 mega hash. Although 28 is not bad for unmodded. Wow, they're actually going up. That's kind of odd. Okay, well, they are not modded, and but they're those MSI Armor Mark IIs. They're good cards, really good cards. So it looks like, good grief, man, just right out of the box, they're just, our stock, they're 30 mega hash. That's crazy. Okay, so I don't mind a lot of F hash, so. But I think that's probably pretty good for stock. I don't know what the power draw is. It says 256 right here. That would be the system, I would imagine. Yeah, that's the system. Okay. So anyway, we are up and running and mining. Okay, now let's go to the pool. And the pool is ezil.me, and then you see what it's asking for up here, right? It's asking for eth.zil address. Now, I plugged in Ethereum Classic.zil address, and it seems to work. Okay, you can see right here, etc, zil. So probably they'll need to modify this, because again, this used to just be Ethereum and Zilliqa. Now it's Ethereum Classic and Ethereum and Zilliqa, right? So they'll probably need to modify that in some way to let you know that you can put in an etc address as well. And I mean, it would probably be good that they don't assume that people know that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of big on, users are pretty stupid, so I'm really, whenever I have to like send an email to a user about how to do something, I am always very thorough. Like, I anticipate all the questions so that whenever they come back with, what does this mean, or how do I do this part, I get to say, well, did you read the email? Did you see that, after the step that you're on, the next step describes what you're asking me right now, right? So anyway, I like to provide people with, too much information so that there's no question about what they need to do. Anyway, all right, so we can see here that we are mining, we've got hash rate here showing up on the chart. Shares and workers, I think that the worker shows up somewhere on here. I think I have to actually click on workers right here. And then you got one online, you got the name in here, it's got the average. So you know that things are working right, okay? So you can kind of compare reported hash rate to what is showing up in the miner, okay? In the mining operating system. So this is 60 mega hash over here. And if you go over here to, where was it? Here it is. So this is 58. So that's pretty close. I'm okay with that. If you go to overview also, you can see in here, pretty good little dashboard here. Actually has, oh, okay. So this is what they were talking about in that article. So the article was referring to this graph right here, or this chart of profitability, but you can see it right here. So just right on the dashboard for the pool here, if you've got an active worker, it looks like it's going to tell you about what you would make, you know, each day, right? So now here's the thing though. It looks like it's going to take some time. Like you can't look at this after mining for 5 minutes and say, oh, this is not worth it. Right? Because that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at this like, well, there's no way I'm leaving this rig on this. But you have to let it percolate, okay? So you have to let this go for a while before you make that determination. Because, you know, if you go over to what to mine, Zilliqa's not on here. There's no Zilliqa. But Ethereum Classic is, of course. So you can get a little bit of an idea about what you're going to get here. So we're going to plug in the numbers. I'll plug in my electric costs, calculate. Oh wow, it's actually pretty close. A little closer than I thought it was going to be. Let's see here. $354 a week. Okay, so 350. Yeah, wow, it looks, actually it looks pretty close. I was thinking that it would be a little bit more than that. But maybe not. I mean, okay. With the added Zilliqa, I guess that's where they would get. I mean, so far, well, you know what? So far, it has not even tried to mine Zilliqa because that round isn't for another 112 minutes. See, it's not mining these at the same time. It's going to, in 111 minutes, it's going to switch to Zill for, what did it say? Just a minute? Something like that. It's only going to mine Zill for 1 minute. So whatever that comes up with, you know, it'll add the numbers in here once it figures out what the hash rate is and all that stuff. Okay. Golly, I'm rambling like crazy. Let's see what y'all are talking about over here. Does anybody know if Brandon is going live? Let's find out. He doesn't have anything on here. Okay, so that's all right, all right. And so what I was going to show you, since we have a little bit of time here, is it says right here, information is from etc.ethermine.org. So it's basically this pool, eZill, is just for Zilliqa, right? And it's just pulling the information. You're actually mining. The way I understand it is you're actually mining on Ethermine. And if you come over to ethermine.org, you can see this. Let me do a refresh here just to make sure. So you can see that this is actually where your stats are. You can see the active worker and all that stuff down here. So it's just pulling. This pool is just pulling the information from there, and it tells you that right here. So this pool is just for Zilliqa. But again, we haven't even had a round of Zilliqa yet, so there's no way to do the calculations or anything. But once you switch over there, these numbers will fill in, and it'll add to, you know, your daily and weekly and monthly earnings. So that's kind of cool to see. And all I did over here was just plug in the miner address. You just plug in your Ethereum Classic address. And I think that if you get to it from here, like if you click on it right here, it actually pre-fills that address for you. So you don't have to, you know, copy and paste it or anything like that. It's just already there and you just click on it. So at least that's the way it worked for me. It could be just that it was there from before, but it seemed kind of weird that I clicked up in here and it was already there. So, but again, it could just be stored from before. Although I've cleared my browser history and cache and all that stuff since then. So I would imagine that it couldn't store that, but I could be wrong. But it would make sense that they would just go ahead and because they know what your address is over here, so they can feed that to the website etc.ethermine.org. Kind of makes sense if you think about it. So that's kind of neat. And then as far as the DAG file, you can see this loading for Ethereum Classic when it starts up. You know, you can just like any Ethash coin. When the miner starts, you can see it loading the DAG and stuff. So, you know, it's basically showing you right here on a graph, like what it's going to be at a certain time. So like right now we're here. It says it's only 1 gig. I don't know if that's right or not. Is that right for Ethereum Classic? Doesn't sound right. But anyway. Yeah, something's wrong here. It says current block height 0. I don't know, something that doesn't something's not right. I guess you could put a block height in here. Let's try that. Let's go over here to Ethereum Classic. Block height 10. Yeah, I'm going to copy that. I'm not going to try to remember that. All right, there we go. I mean, it still looks like it's saying it's one. Okay, so 3.7. That makes a lot more sense. All right, so it's right here already. So I don't know what this chart is trying to show us. That's odd. I think something's wrong because see how it says today it's 1 gig? That's not right. Okay, so anyway, I don't know. Maybe there's just something goofy with this thing. But it's 3.77, which makes sense. So 4 gig cards, I guess, can still possibly still mine. Is that the way this works for Ethereum Classic? I know that, you know, well, this article actually talks about this too. It talks about how, you know, dual mining of ETC and ZIL could provide further incentives for ETH miners if they go to ETH 2.0 and the proof of stake and all that stuff. I mean, where are the miners going to go? Now, at first you might say, oh, great, you know, awesome, we'll have a pump because on Ethereum Classic because of all. No. You're going to have a whole bunch of hash rate come into Ethereum Classic. And that means that, you know, profitability is going to go lower for each person mining it, so on and so forth. You know how that works. So I don't know how that'll pan out. All right, what are y'all chatting about over here? I'm about to get out of here though. What's up, Nemesis? Crypto Mining Lifer, Dan the Dane. Hadn't seen you in a while, Dan the Dane. Hope you're doing well, man. I know you've been having a little bit of a rough time. What's up, Travis? And Crypto McKell and Scott Tyner. Shuby, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, Bitcoin Jake? Thanks for stopping by. Y'all are talking about fishing and stuff. Whenever I was a kid, on our property, we had 3 catfish ponds. My dad would go out there and feed the catfish. He would buy like a 50. It was basically a 50. What would it? A 50-gallon drum of catfish food, and he would walk out to the pond, you know, and by the time he got there were just tons of catfish, blue catfish, just at the surface, just waiting on him to get there with the food, you know, and throw it out there to him. Yeah, and just watching all those fish just come up there and skim, because you know the catfish food would float, so they would just skim the top and just gobble that stuff up. Man, it was crazy. But they would start coming out like at a certain spot in this huge pond. They would all come to the top because they knew where he was going to exactly, right? So like as soon as he closed the garage and started walking that way, they would come out. They would hear him, you know, through the ground. They knew that he was coming to feed them. So it was the craziest thing to watch that happen. But yeah, cool stuff. That's about all I know about fishing. I saw that y'all were talking about fishing, so it just brought back a memory there. All right, so keep your eyes and ears open for the charity poker tournament thing that we've got sort of planning. We're working out the details, but I really need to know how many viewers, how many of you guys, because we kind of want to get viewers involved too. We don't want it to just be the YouTubers, like the mining rig, the mining frame, the Veta frame build off. We don't want to do it like that. We'd rather have it to where the viewers are actually involved too. I think that would be really cool. So let me know. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of work on your part. It's not going to be as easy as just go to this website and click this link, because you have to get the PokerStars software. You have to register. There's no like KYC or anything. You can do whatever you want, but I think there's an email validation. I think there's an email validation for your account, so you have to set up a password and all that stuff. And I think that's it. There's no money involved or nothing like that. I think you just have to download the software and run it. It'll update probably the first time you run it. There'll be a pretty big update. And that's it. And then once you get that far, let me know. Like, hit me up in Discord or something like that, and let me know. And I will give you the information that you need to join the card room that we have set up for this specific charity tournament. And I think that the way that we're going to do it is we're going to base it on donations. So like if you're a player, you would be and you wanted to buy into the tournament, then you would have to send, say, $5 in crypto to an address that is going to be the main address for the charity, right? So then I guess the way we'll have to do it is you'll also have to have a charity in case you win. I think Crypto Mikhail's going to win, so so whatever charity he wants. But yeah, so if you win, you have to have a charity ready, to send the donations to. We're not doing this for any kind of profit or nothing. Everything that is going to be donated will be donated to the charity as well. But I'm not going to call it an entry fee, because it's really not. But if you don't meet, like, let's say we make the minimum donation $5, right? If you only donate $1, then that's not enough to cover your entry fee, is the way that we're going to do it. So it's got to, we'll say something like it'll be it'll be $5 minimum or $10 minimum or whatever it is. And then we could have our viewers, like let's say that you aren't going to play, but you wanted to support me. Then you could donate, put a message on the transfer coins, attach a message to it that you're donating for my charity, right? So that would help me acquire enough for my entry fee. Does that make sense? So I think it'll be cool. And in my mind, I know how these tournaments are. I know that poker isn't as big as it was, 10 years ago, but it would seem like this could be really huge. Like, we could have hundreds of players, right? If we have that many in this tournament, it's going to get crazy as far as how we're going to allow people to watch, right? So there's a few more testing. Maybe if there's someone in here that's way more familiar with PokerStars software, I couldn't find a way of making sure that, let's say that someone just wants to watch, right? So they have to be accepted into the card room. I know that that's going to have to, because it's a private card room. So I know that that part of it is going to have to occur. But I think that it would make sense that they could get into the room and see the tables, see the tournament tables, right? But not do an entry fee and still be able to view it. I think that it's going to work like that. But we've got to do some testing and figuring it out. But I think that it will be, I think it'll be cool. Like, it's really cool to be able to play against viewers and subscribers and stuff. I think that's going to be freaking awesome, you know. I think that part of it is going to be, I just feel like it's going to be a draw, like so that, you know, people, I told this to Crypto Mikkel earlier today. It's like, you know, everybody writes in the chat, you know, not everybody, but a lot of people write in the chat, you know, they, you know, try to communicate with the YouTubers and streamers and all that stuff. And, you know, we go back and forth, but it's nothing like a poker game and competition, like actually sitting down to a table, a virtual table against, you know, your favorite YouTuber, right? I mean, think about that. That's kind of cool to me. I don't know. It's kind of neat. I think it's neat. I think it's a great idea. I don't even know who came up with it. I think Crypto Mikkel came up with the idea. I mean, it's probably a few of us that came up with it, but I think I will credit him with the poker tournament, because I know it was I know he was in the conversation when we were talking about it. That's the goal, Dan, is to have everybody play. So what you'll do is you'll hit me up on Discord so that I can provide you with, because I have to give you the card room identification and the passcode or something like that. There's two items that I have to give you. It's a number and then a passcode, so that you can join the card room, because it's a private card room. Because I don't want just anybody to be able to join it and then join a tournament. That wouldn't be fair, right? So if they haven't done their little donation thing, I can't just have it public. So it's got to be private. So if you hit me up in Discord, I'll provide you with the information that you need. But in the meantime, you could just download PokerStars, go to pokerstars.net, download the software, install it, and get registered, all that stuff. Make sure that you have at least 20,000 play chips, 20,000 play money, okay? Because that's the minimum buy-in. Now, you'll want more, because we are probably going to do like a rebuy situation. So let's say that during that first hour, I bust out, I'm out, right? I can rebuy and re-enter that first hour, do a redonation, a re-entry fee, all that stuff. So that, I mean, we can do this several different ways. Like, let's say that we make the entry fee. All this is preliminary, guys, so I know I'm just like all over the place. I get it. But we're trying to work out the details here. So let's say that the entry fee is $5, but my donations total $20. Then technically I could rebuy 3 times. So I've got my initial buy-in and then 3 rebuys, right? So I could just go all in 3 times and lose 3 times. As long as it's within the first hour or whatever we set it as, then I'll be able to get back in there. So that's the way that's going to work. So yeah, I think, you know, maximum you would probably need maybe 60,000 or 70,000. And you can actually, I want to say that initially, if you've never downloaded the software and you're a new user, I think you get 50,000, I think. And then there's a button up there in the top right-hand corner to receive play money. And I think each time you click it, you'll get 15,000 additional, but you have to wait 4 hours before you can click it again. So that's where, like, there's going to be a little bit of effort on each player's part, right? So it's not going to be just on this day, click this link, and then you're in. You're going to have to get prepared, you know? And you probably should practice, too, because Crypto Mikkel, I think, is really good, so. Shuby's good, too, so. Yeah, so y'all need to practice that free money, because it's kind of crazy. But this is going to be a tournament, so it's going to be different than, like, the cash games, you know? I think it's going to be super cool. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be neat. I'm working on some special guests, some yeah, I can't say any more than that. I think that it's going to be really neat what we've got planned here. And the guys that I'm talking with about the tournament, they don't even know who I'm talking about. So it's going to be really cool. So I think it's going to be cool. The ETC you were talking about and PokerStars.com forces me into DK. Yeah, like mine, whenever I go to PokerStars.net, it's not .com, it's .net. If you go to PokerStars.net on my computer, because I'm in the US, it switches me over to PokerStars.bet because I'm not in one of the areas, one of the states that allows online poker. So it just switches me over to PokerStars.bet. But the software, the way I understand it, the software is the same. It appears to be. Me and Shuby played last night, so we kind of are able to verify some stuff. I was able to go and find him kind of in a game, and we were able to sit at the same table and play. Now, in our case, on the right-hand side of your dashboard or your initial screen there for PokerStars, there's a Home Games button at the bottom right-hand corner of the little side menu. That's what you're going to want to click, because that's what we're going to be doing. It's called a home game, free. You know, there's no money involved, and so there you go. It's going to be cool. It's going to be super cool. Yeah, Dan, there should be a link right in the middle of it that says download software or something like that. Download PokerStars or something. It's a big red, I think it's red button in the middle. So you'll grab that software, download it, install it, launch it. It'll want you to register, you know, so you have to set up a username. And please, guys, for the love of... That's the wrong word. Okay, so it would be nice, you don't have to, but it would be nice to be able to recognize your name in the poker tournament and kind of match it up with what we know you by, what we know you as on YouTube, right? So, you know, if you're Dan the Dane on YouTube, then maybe you could try to get Dan the Dane and PokerStars.net. You follow what I'm saying? So that we kind of know. I think that will lend a little bit more to the fascination behind this if you know the person, right? Like mine's SavageMine, so there's no denying that that's who, you know, you guys know me. So when you see SavageMine on there, that's me. So I think it'll be cool like that. If you start putting just random names in there, then you have to keep telling people, no, I'm Shuby, or no, I'm Crypto Mikkel on YouTube. It kind of sucks, right? So just try to make it at least somewhat. You might not be able to get the same name, right? Because it might be taken, but at least get it close. Like Shuby751, I doubt anybody's got that name. And I think that's what your name is on PokerStars too, if I remember right. So wow, yeah, we're just going crazy here. Again, I'm excited. I think that it's going to be neat, and yeah. So all right, I got to get off of here. I got some stuff I got to do. But hit me up if you are interested in playing. Hit me up in Discord, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're going to be covering the previous month's mining profits, right, on the shared rigs, and it's going to be really confusing because we changed the way that we're doing it. We're not mining, at least this past month, we haven't mined CCX. Shame on us. We switched over to a different way, a different thing that we're doing that we're going to talk about tomorrow night. We'll probably switch back to the CCX or maybe some type of variation. Maybe we'll do half and half or something. So we'll see. But it's going to be pretty crazy because I have my own personally owned rig, not a shared rig, on the same system. So I don't even know how I'm going to break it out as far as what rig earned what in this OS, because I don't think I'm I don't think there's a way of separating it out to see how much a particular rig earned on its own. So I'm going to research it a little bit more and see, but I don't think that it's in there. So that is something that they probably could add to this interface, and for record keeping purposes, it would make sense that you would be able to split it up, by, I mean, from a technical standpoint, it would be by MAC address of the device. It knows that there's more than one rig on there, so why can't you specify how much hash power this rig gave and how much hash power this one gave and what were the payouts for each one? It would seem like that would be doable. It's just a programming thing. So yeah, Crypto Mining Lifer, I saw your name in there as like Crypto Mining L or something, but that's good enough. You know what I mean? You definitely weren't going to get CML. CML would not have worked. Maybe Crypto MNG Lifer might have worked or something like that. Just play around with it. Try to get it close. Just make it more fun, right? I mean, think about it like this. If we did this, we got in there, we're playing poker against what we want to be YouTubers and viewers and subscribers and Twitter followers or whatever, but everybody's got this random name that nobody knows who anybody else is. That's not going to be that much fun, because you're going to have to you're going to be wondering, you're going to be guessing, you're going to be like, who is this person? I think that's SavageMine. I don't know, but he plays like SavageMine, so you know what I mean? So, it's just a recommendation. You guys can name yourselves whatever you want, but it just would make more sense to make the name pretty accurate. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I didn't see anybody that was going live. Brandon Coin or DCA. I don't think anybody's got, what's tonight? Thursday, so DCA doesn't have anything going on. So I mean, I guess you guys can have the rest of your evening. I don't know. There ain't nothing else to do. All right, guys. Shuby, if you want to play a little bit, let me know. Hit me up in Discord or something. Maybe we'll get in there. And anybody else, hit me up in Discord so that, or on Discord. My Discord channel is up here if you go to my channel in YouTube, there is a link over here for Discord. So you can click there, and I think that takes you to the server, SavageMine server, and then you can find me that way. Just post something in there and let me know what your intentions are, like if you want to play in the tournament or whatever, and we'll get it set up. We'll figure it out. You had to pay $70 to download it, Dan the Dane? No, it's free. But you're in Denmark, so I don't know what that means. Yeah, it should. I don't know what the rules are. I don't see how they could do that. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Doesn't sound right though. It sounds like that sounds like you're on the wrong site. So don't do that. Maybe do a Google for PokerStars or something. Make sure that if you go to pokerstars.net, then that, but again, you're in Denmark, man. I don't know. Do y'all have like a state firewall, where everything goes out of, kind of like China? If so, they could be redirecting that to something like that. It could very well be rigged. So I would be careful. I don't think you should have to pay anything to download it. That's crazy. I've never heard of that before. Yeah, you can download and install for free. You don't have to put any money in it. And you get some free money to do free play. Or you should. So anyway, play around with it. Let me know if you need some help. We're here. I'll see y'all tomorrow night for the mining profit breakdown for the month. So that'll be at 9:30 tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody. Let's play some poker.